The crazy thing is that my bodybuilding past actually helped me become rock solid in trading. Now, I know it's hard to believe looking like this now, but I used to look like this and do things like this just for fun. And yeah, I throw up thirst traps like this, just like everybody else who competed, but that's not the point of this video. The point is what bodybuilding actually taught me and how it connects directly to trading. So when I did my first bodybuilding show, I had no idea what I would look like or what I was supposed to look like on stage. And when it came closer and closer to the actual competition, I didn't know, was I ahead of the pack? Was I behind? Was I conditioned right? I had no reference point. And because of that, I had anxiety and I was filled with fear that I wasn't going to be ready. Now, it's not because I wasn't prepared. I didn't miss a workout. I didn't miss a meal. And I showed up every single day and I did my best. But because I didn't know what right was supposed to look like, I was afraid. However, by the time I got to my second show, my third show, my fourth show, everything was different. Why? Because I had evidence. And I had something to compare my current situation with. And that is what gave me confidence. Not because the process of doing it was easier, but because now I had a measuring stick. I knew how I stacked up. I knew what I was supposed to look like 4 weeks from stepping on stage. And I could focus on making changes if I needed to, instead of wondering, am I on the right track? And now trading, learning how to trade, believe it or not, works the exact same way. Your first time in the live market is always going to feel uncertain. Not because you don't know your strategy, but because you don't yet have evidence attached to that strategy. You don't know how the rules or how the strategy is going to play out in real time, how it feels to wait for your trades with patience, or how your discipline is going to hold up when things get a little bit antsy. And that's why so many traders hesitate, or they second guess, or give in to that fear that I talked about, because they just don't have that reference point to measure themselves against. And this is why we do the things the way we do them. This is why I preach about this on this YouTube. And that's why I believe in low-risk live trading. It's the equivalent of that very first show, because it's not about being perfect. It's about building that baseline of expectations. It's creating that first layer of evidence you can use, that you take as a beginner in real conditions with very little at risk, show you what works and what needs improvement. And that way, as you improve with every single trade and you add more risk, you already know how it's supposed to feel because you've waited for the trades and you've corrected the mistakes that you need to correct. And this is why I'm so against simulated trading, because it just doesn't go far enough. It's like reading a book on how to lift weights. You can memorize the instructions, but until you're actually under that bar, you don't know how your body's going to respond. And until you're in a live market with real money, you don't know how your decision making will hold up. And so this is where we bring in the science of it. Your brain builds confidence through reference points. The more experiences you give it, the more it can predict what will happen next. That prediction lowers fear because your brain doesn't see the situation as an unknown uncertainty anymore. And that unknown is what creates anxiety. And evidence is what creates certainty. And that certainty is what creates that confidence that you are so trying to get. And so just like bodybuilding, trading is not about being perfect the first time. It's about using your early experiences as a measuring stick, a reference point that takes away that fear and replaces it with evidence, which leads to confidence. And when you do that, every repetition, every trade becomes a chance to build a stronger foundation for your trading future.